Yo, what's up guys? It's your man, I Do a Barber, back with another haircut tutorial. And in this one, we're doing a high fade skin, 1.5 on the top. And if you're new to the channel, smash the like button, subscribe, and press the notification bell so you can stay up to date when I drop videos like this. Now, I'm starting off with the wall one guard open, and we're just knocking this down wavelength. Now, wavelength can be anything. It could be a 1.5, 2, a 1. I have a client, literally, he has waves, but I use the masters with the lever open, and that's how he likes it. And he gets his little small waves. So it's all relative to the client. Just use your judgment, and of course consult with the client, and they can tell you all the stuff, what they need, what they want, blah, blah, blah. But if you guys are new to the channel and never experienced a full-length tutorial, that's what this is. This is a full-length tutorial where I'm gonna talk to you guys behind the scenes and give you all the good stuff. So on the parietal ridge there, I like to go down to a 1 on the parietal ridge just because it knocks it down a little bit lower than the 1.5, and then it allows me to fade that out a little bit easy. So now I'm putting in my bald line with the wall fade blade on my cordless NBLIs. I know it sounds like so ridiculous when I actually just said that, but this is my bald line. So instead of putting it in with trimmers or anything like that, I like to put it in with this. Then I come underneath with trimmers, as you can see right here. The reason I do this is because I realize that I have a less hard of a time removing the bald line if I were to just put it in with the trimmers, then use the adjustables. It's like fading, but on a very small scale. So like if you use the lever open and you create a 1-inch guideline and you fade that out, obviously it's more pronounced, much darker area, and you can see that better. I'm essentially doing the same thing, but on a small scale. So you saw I started off with the lever close on my adjustables, which is around a 4.0. That wall fade blade zero gap is around a 4.0. I come right underneath this with a trimmer that's 0 gap, which is the equivalent of an outliner blade. Depends on how they're adjusted. Maybe a 5.0 blade on your detachables. Then I'm gonna come in underneath this with the shaver. So if you see what I'm saying in the sequence in which I'm working, essentially I'm doing a fade within the fade. So this actually helps me put in these lines easier, and I don't have to fight with the lines that much more once the time comes. But with some clients, especially like a client like this, or if you have a client that has a light complexion with dark hair, I'm just gonna tell you right now, you might have some problems with removing the bald line, and you're gonna have to be a little bit more tedious when it comes to removing the bald line, or detailing it a little bit more, because every little mistake with people that have those conditions, lighter complexion, darker hair, and especially if their hair is coarse, that's the key there. If their hair is coarse, that's gonna play a big part. So I want you guys to pay attention to that when you're encountering someone and you come across that. Just know you're gonna have this problem, and you can tell this when you're balding the person out. Like, this is why I tell you guys to pay attention when you're cutting the hair, because as you're balding them out and getting ready to start doing the fade, you can tell how this is going to go based off of how the hair looks when you're balding it out, how difficult it is or whatever. So now, as I said, coming right underneath this with the shaver, the Bronze Series 7. And by the way, all the tools I leave, or all the tools I use in this tutorial, will be linked in the description below. Okay, so very simple. Coming underneath this with the shaver, and he has really like thick hair, and you got to really detail the fade to make sure that it comes out well. One mistake I made, I'll definitely say this for you guys, I made a huge mistake in this haircut. Typically with him, I use the wall fade blade on my MV cordless LI, but I use it in conjunction with the Fat Master, the Andis cordless master with the Fat Master blade. That's what I typically do. I don't know why, honestly, I really don't know why. In this tutorial, I decided to just use the wall guard system and fade him. Sometimes I use the wall guard system, but this time, I don't know why I did it. I was an idiot, guys. I was an idiot. This honestly should have been like 20 to 25 minutes, but unfortunately it's 32. So as you see, I have the lever open and I'm creating a 1-inch guideline panel, and we're going all the way across his head like a typewriter, just typing. And we're gonna roll this thing all the way back to the other side, because I just like to get that hair down and make sure every single hair is removed in that panel before we start blending. Because one thing you don't want to do is, just nonchalantly put it in, just make one stroke and think you're good. Sometimes it may not remove all the hair, and then you go in and blend in, and then now you're taking big chunks of the hair out because the hair wasn't removed completely. Now on the left side of his head, his hair grows forward. On this side of his head, his hair grows down. So that's another thing you got to be careful of when dealing with clients, because sometimes this will happen. Kind of weird, but is what it is. Is what it is. Sometimes that happens with clients. Now I have the lever halfway closed, as you can see. Now the benefit of me putting this ball line in with the lever closed is, of course, I'm going to close the lever to complete the steps, but it's not completely necessary where I got to really play with it like that. And now I drop the lever down almost closed. It's almost closed, and I'm just coming in here, attacking the bottom line. So as I'm working my way down, I'm slowly working down, and you can see that the line being removed, because I like fading like this, where you put a panel in and you blend it out. I like working like this rather than moving from the top up. Sometimes I do, like, guys, and this is why I always tell you guys, if you're ever in the Dallas area and you just want to watch me cut hair or whatever, I have so many techniques. I do things differently all the time. A lot of clients, I'll use a different technique than another client. Or if you watch one of my live streams, if you're lucky enough, and if I go live, I will, you'll watch me cut hair, and you'll see the many different techniques that I use and different tools that I use. Like every client, I don't use the same technique, and I know this is gonna be kind of like a counterintuitive to what most people say, where they say use the same system all the time, use the same system all the time. And this is great, and I tell people to do the same, because in the learning process, I don't want to confuse you any more than you already are, and I just want this to be as easy as possible for you. It's the best way to learn. Unfortunately, that's just me. That's just my craziness coming out. So as you see, I'm using the trimmers and I'm using the corner to buff out that bottom line, because as I said, man, his hair, every little thing is going to show. It's going to show if you don't do it right. So that's what I'm doing here. So we just did that little panel, you see. And before you proceed, you want to make sure everything is nice and tidy. You see there, I turned them, and you can look at it from the side and look to see what needs to be touched up. Okay. And that's what you're looking for. Some people's hair, instead of looking at it dead on, you may want to look at it from the side, meaning like face them towards you and then look at the side and see how the blend looks. There might be lines that pop up that you might not see straight on. This happens all the time, especially like Asian hair or someone's hair that sticks straight out. You want to look at it from a lot of different angles. Obviously check the silhouette and just get a look from the back, get a look with them facing you, and it'll give you a totally different look than just looking at it straight on. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. As you see, lever's halfway open, and we're reducing this line. Very, very simple. And I love cutting this guy's hair. What's funny is, a little tidbit, I shot this haircut tutorial again because I was like, man, I could have done better, based on this video, because I looked at the footage prior to me obviously editing this stuff, and I was like, man, I could have done better in this. And so I reshot the haircut tutorial with him again, and then what happened? The footage got deleted for somehow the memory card deleted it. It errored out, and all the footage was going. And by the way, that haircut that got deleted was way better than this haircut. And I was just like, this is a sign. I was like, just put the damn tutorial out. I was like, just stop playing, just put the damn thing out. What's funny is I cut this guy's hair yesterday, and he came in. I used the system that I use with the Fat Master. Fade came out crazy. And I was just like, why didn't I just do this? Stick to what I know, when it was time to record. And little sidebar from the sidebar, I do that a lot. When I film haircut tutorials, I'll do something and I'll have a plan and I'll just totally switch it once I press record. So I do that a lot, guys. If you, a little behind the scenes knowledge, I do that all the time. I don't know why I do that. I need to stop doing that. And another little thing, and by the way, this is the wall 1.5 with the lever open. I'm just reducing some bulk here, just through the parietal ridge. This, like, when you start going this high into the parietal ridge, it's more of a high fade. So just know that, you know, if you want to try and distinguish, is this high or mid? That's all depends on your geographical location, because everyone's different. You know, you might go somewhere and show someone this haircut tutorial and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's a mid fade. You might go somewhere and they're like, oh no, that's a high fade. So I'll just call them a mid high, or I'll just call it a high fade, just whatever. But I gotta stop doing that when it comes to the tutorials. I really do. And here's another little, like I say, sidebar is a sidebar. I've noticed this. I noticed this a while ago. I cut hair way better off of YouTube. I've noticed when I just look at my haircut tutorials and I look at the clients that have been in that tutorial, and I just think about everything, and I'm like, I cut hair way better off of YouTube. I was like, my haircuts are way better off of YouTube. If you guys would just come by and see, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But on YouTube, I don't know. I think honestly, and by the way, this is the wall 1 guard with the lever open, because I started with the wall 1.5 open, then I closed it. Now I'm starting with this 1 guard open, because all the wall guards, and that's why I love the wall guards, they fade really well into one another. And I'm just going down, reducing bulk. You can see the difference there in the parietal ridge. And of course, with this haircut, we're going to do a lot of detailing. And when I mean a lot of detailing, I mean a lot of detailing, okay? Because I should not have used the wall guard system. The Fat Masters, this would have been so much easier. I would have not had these problems if I would have just used the Fat Master. Oh my goodness. You're probably going to hear me say this again throughout this haircut tutorial, just as I do the narration and I could see what I'm doing while I'm doing it. Even while I was editing this video, I was like, why did I not use the Fat Master, damn it? Why in the hell did I do this? But I did. And I really, and by the way, it goes to show why I dislike using guards and why I prefer blades, because blades have a quicker action and things happen a lot quicker with the blades. They pick up the hair and they cut fast, and you get a very good result. Sometimes with the guards, they push. Sometimes they cut slower, I've noticed with the blades. And honestly, to that fact of the blades cutting very fast, the action happens very fast, I do like that about guards, that they don't cut the hair a lot. It's kind of like a texturizing mechanism almost, because it doesn't cut completely clean as the blade. So sometimes I like that when you're blending, but then when you're presented with situations like this, I would prefer to have the Fat Master, because it's gonna cut clean, fast, in a hurry, and I can get to the point. Like I cut the guy's hair, like I said, I cut the guy's hair yesterday, and it was just so easy. It was so easy. I went through my system. It was so easy. I was just like, in my opinion, my humble opinion, the haircut looks better when I use the Fat Master. Maybe, just maybe, I will re-record his haircut tutorial and you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. If you want to see that, drop it in the comments, because if I get a lot of reactions and comments from people wanting to see that, I'll do it for you, and you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. And you'll see exactly how efficient and the system with the Fat Masters really is, because you can see there that I need to do some touch-ups. You can see that, right? There's some dark spots there. Need to do some touch-ups. But at one point, I'm gonna just go on to the other side and then come back to the other side. And this is a testament to what I say in a lot of tutorials. If there's something that's giving you a problem, or maybe you're not getting the right reaction or whatever, step away. Just step away, do something else, and then come back to it, because your eyes will be refreshed. You'll have a totally different look on this stuff, and then you can see things a little bit better. It's just like with the edge up, like, and this happens to me sometimes. If I'm, let's say, spending too much time on an edge up, what I might do is I might go to detail another area or maybe tidy up something else within the haircut. Then I'll come back to the edge up a few minutes later because my mind will be refreshed. And that's what I did here. I just hopped on to the other side and I'm doing the same thing. Wall 1.5, lever open. And then of course I'm gonna close the lever. See, there it is. Lever's closed. And I'm working my way down. And like I say, one side of his hair grows down. On this side, it grows forward. So I have to be careful in the way I stroke, So now I have the one guard lever open and I'm going right underneath. And like I say, if I had the Fat Master, this is almost comical, me watching this. I swear to you, I swear. This is comical, me watching this video, because I'm just, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, you idiot. Or, I do it. Why did you not use the damn Fat Master? Now, you'll see later in this video, I whip out the Fat Master. Now, I call the Fat Master my street sweeper, okay? That's my street sweeper. That's my banana clip. That's my extendo, because when I whip that thing out, the whole block gets cleared off. And this is why I love the Fat Master. I'm so in love with it, because you guys know, if you guys watch the channel, and by the way, subscribe, smash the like button, you know that I use the blades a lot. The reason I love the Fat Master is because it's the perfect blend of adjustable mixed with blades, meaning it fades from like close to a 1 to a 2. And I get the adjustability that I don't get with detachables because they're a fixed length. And if there's something that the guards can't get, I guarantee you the Fat Masters will get it. And that's why I call it my street sweeper, my extendo, my banana clip, the Draco. When I whip it out, the whole block gets cleared. So as you see, I have the wall half guard on, the lever's halfway open, and I'm just reducing bulk. It's pretty simple. What's funny is, I'll share this with you guys. I've had a shocking discovery with the Fat Masters recently, that with the wall fade blade that I use on my cordless NVLI, link in the description below, with those, I've noticed that I can literally fade up. Like, I can fade, lever open, 1-inch guideline, fade it out. Then use the Fat Master, lever close, and then just fade up. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so easy. I've been doing this lately, and it cut my time down immensely. And I always tell you guys, I made a video on this, set your tools up properly. It's somewhere in the channel. If you want to find this video, go find it. If I'm gracious enough, you can look in the description and see if I was so gracious to just save you the time of looking for this. But setting your tools up properly is so important. It will save you so much time, and that's a testament to that I'm able to do that because my tools are set up properly, and it saves me a lot of time. You would think I would push the fade up high if I'm just fading straight up, but in reality, I'm not. Man, it's amazing. And like I say, if you guys want to see me shoot this guy's haircut tutorial again, let me know, and I will do exactly what I'm talking about in that video. And that's actually how I cut this guy's hair typically, with that system, and I think it comes out a lot better. The main difference out in me using both of these systems is, 1, time, 2, the look of the haircut. The look of the haircut when I use a Fat Master, there's more weight through the parietal ridge. So it all depends on your flavor and your taste. Some people might be like, man, you should have left a little bit more weight through the parietal ridge. And who knows, maybe that would be more of a mid fade. Or maybe it's a little bit of a compressed high fade. Either way, it's a high fade. Depends on, of course, your geographical location. But different strokes for different folks. So it just depends on your liking and your taste, your palate. What do you have an appetite for? So now we're going to do the back, and we're just going to connect both sides. And then after we do this, of course, street sweeper time. We got to get into the detailing. So wall, 1 guard, lever open, okay? Adjusting the camera for your viewing pleasure. This is why I love these these full length tutorials because we can get intimate. We can just kick back and relax. Like, let's not be stupid, okay? I'm here to help you, okay? I'm here to help, okay? Just before the guy asked her to take her clothes off. But no, seriously, I'm here to help with these full lengths. I'm here to give you the behind the scenes of the tutorials because of course there's a shorter version of this video, but if you want the more in-depth stuff, the behind the scenes action, you tune into the full length tutorials. That's what these are for. So especially good for learners, beginners, because there's only so much I can give you in a 10 to 15 minute video, but in this 30-minute video, I can give you tons of knowledge and little behind the scenes of, you know, stuff about like what happened with this haircut, my pitfalls, oh man, the quarrel that I had with this guy's hair. Oh my gosh. But as you can see, it's fading. The back is fading out. This actually, the back of his hair was pretty easy. Would have been easier if I used a damn Fat Master, okay? But I didn't, and it is what it is. I gotta pay for my mistakes. It's okay. We'll get there. But as you see, it's starting to fade in. Now, some of you may be like, man, it's happening quicker than me. Maybe you're just slow at cutting hair now. You'll see once you get quick, you'll be like, man, you took a while in this. Or you're like, I would have done this a little bit quicker. Yeah, I get it. I should have used the damn Fat Master, right? But we're gonna get there. It looks good. You see, it's starting to come together. I'm just finessing it with this half guard. I'm, you know, adjusting the lever, closed, you know, slightly open, halfway open, and just finessing. Like, one thing I've noticed with the wall half, some people's hair works really good and then some people's hair doesn't, which is kind of why I don't like the wall guard system for everyone, especially when it comes down to the half guard. Like the 1.5 and the 1, it's great. But once it gets down to the half, it's like, ooh, on straight hair, it's great, amazing. But when you get to certain hair types and textures, it's like, it's tumultuous. It's like, damn it, you know, makes you want to punch a hole in the drywall dealing with the wall half guard. So now you see that little section there, I'm just touching it up with the wall half. But this is another thing too, you know, I want you guys to learn from my mistakes. And of course I'm learning from my mistakes because never again will I use the wall guard system in its totality with him. Now, of course, I'll knock it down with the 1.5. Well, I guess I could knock it down with the Fat Master now that I think about it. I really could. Yeah, I can just knock it down with the Fat Master. And I'm trying to think, do I even need to use? No, I really don't. Now that I think about it, I don't even need to use wall guards at all with him. I can just use the NBs with the lever open and just use the Fat Master to knock down the length and do the parietal ridge. Yeah, wow, okay, wow. Okay. Because what I would typically do is I would use the wall 1.5 and the 1 guard for the top. You know, knock it down with the lever open on the 1 wavelength, and then do like what I'm doing right now with this parietal ridge, and then I would switch to the Fat Master. But now I just thought about it, I can just do this all with the Fat Master, no wall guards whatsoever. So as you see here, I'm just going into the parietal ridge, just connecting it a little bit more with the wall. I think that was the 1 guard with the lever open. Yeah, it is. Now, how did I know that, guys, if you guys are curious? Because I can see the area that I'm working in, and I can tell by the length of his hair that it requires what, you know, like whatever it needs. So now, street sweeper time, baby. So this is one thing, I made a video about this. I think it was like 3 tips to get better at fading. One of those tips was knowing what each guard, blade, whatever will do to that part of the hair at any given moment. If you can answer this question all the time, this will speed up your fades and this will help you get better and reduce the amount of mistakes that you make. Because if I just haphazardly put on something and went into an area not knowing what it's going to do, I might gap them. I might take off too much hair than I intended. And then now I'm in trouble. Now I got to spend more time on the haircut. Now I got to blah, 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 blah. If you can know what needs to be done when you see a problem and grab the right tool, put it in the right position, this will help your efficiency and your speed. And of course, it's going to help you get better, because who wants that? Who wants that little hiccup in their arsenal where you got to literally, it's like rock, paper, scissors battle on, ooh, I hope I picked up the right tool or I hope I put the right guard on, put the lever in the right position. You're like sweating bullets as you detail, because I kid you not, I've been here before where I'm detailing a fade and then I mess up in the detail process, and now I got to restructure the blend. Trust me, guys, if you've done it, I'm pretty sure you have. Maybe you don't want to admit it, but I'm admitting it. Was that even admitted in it? Anyway, I'm admitting it here to you guys. I've done it before. This is the whole purpose of my YouTube channel. Learn from my mistakes, damn it. So now you see I got the lever open and I'm just kind of adjusting it, just touching some stuff. And why the hell did I put on this wall half guard? Like, why did I put on this wall half? I should have just used the Fat Master. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know what the hell I was thinking with this tutorial, or really just cutting his hair. Like, why did I do this stuff? Oh my gosh. And look at my dumb ass. Back to the Fat Master when I should have just kept the Fat Master. Oh my gosh. This is so frustrating watching me do this, guys. I hope you're as frustrated as me, or if you're not, I don't know, maybe just trying to be nice, but I'm very frustrated watching this haircut tutorial and as I narrate. Of course, guys, I'm keeping it real. I keep it real with y'all. So now we're doing the edge up, and we got to prep the edge up. So I've closed the lever on the wall one guard, and we're just gonna knock down his hairline just to preserve it a little bit more. It allows it to get a little bit crisp, not the hair down, so it doesn't run on you and you don't have to struggle with long hairs and all this other stuff. So we're doing that. And his haircut's pretty easy because he comes in about once a week. And honestly, these are some of the easiest and potentially some of the hardest haircuts, though, those people that come in every week, because it's your job as a barber to make sure their look is the same every single week. You know, someone who's getting an edge up, a type of fade, it is supposed to look the same every single week. Now, of course, we know when you're doing an edge up, you're taking a little bit off, right? But you don't want to be excessive. So you have to be very careful in this moment, because what you don't want to do is push his hairline back, because if he's coming every week religiously, man, I need a drink. If you keep pushing him back, you're going to give him the old, oh my gosh, you're going to give him the worst military salute. He's going to be saluting all the way back to his crown. So this is why, like, these are a little bit tricky. And if you see on the right side of his edge up, or his head, it's not as round as or symmetrical as the left side. He has like an indentation right there, right where I'm edging. There's an indentation in his head, and it actually makes his edge up look a little bit weird when you're looking at it from this position, because it looks wavy, but that's just an indentation in his head. Now, I have plenty of clients that have heads like this, where either their head is kind of deformed or their edge up is naturally lopsided, but that's your job to fix it and make sure it looks symmetrical. So just wanted to let you know that, because I remember the first time I cut his hair, I was like, that's weird. It's like, you got an indentation right here on this side of the edge, but that's real barbering, guys. Like, on this channel, I don't bring out the perfect models and people and stuff like this. I'm bringing you real world clients with real world problems. Okay, I'm not cherry picking when it comes to these haircut tutorials. I don't need the perfect canvas. I actually prefer it this way, where you guys can really learn through real world problems and see these real world problems, because I don't want to sell you a false bill of goods where I'm like, yeah, do this and you'll be Gucci, and then you go out and try it and you're like, what the hell? Either this guy's the greatest or he's a liar. Because I swear to you, I've watched some YouTube barbers and I took some of their advice and tried some of the things that they've said, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm just doing the razor right now, get a little bit up close and personal with y'all, get y'all a better angle. But we're just doing the razor. Very, very simple process. You want to stretch the skin, lay the blade as flat as possible, or try not to go too much further than 30 degrees. Otherwise, it could get you in trouble, especially if you're not stretching the skin and you're doing it dry. You know, it could be very dangerous. Even if you have product, you know, it could be dangerous. And it'll be uncomfortable for the client. Sometimes you have to do it in certain positions, So as you see here, here's the haircut. I think we're gonna detail a little bit more from what I remember in this haircut. We're gonna do a little bit more detailing. And this client he's a cool client. He actually he told me he used to get his hair cut at the barber college. And I charge $30 for haircuts. And by the way, I'm detailing again here. You would think like, man, why don't you just go to the barber college where he's probably paying like maybe $5-7, but he pays me 30. Obviously he likes to work, and the conversation's cool because he's a big boxing fan. If you guys don't know, MMA Barber Life is the channel you're tuned into. And I also watch boxing on top of MMA. So we have some cool discussions on boxing and upcoming fights, past fights, things like that, etc., etc. So again, more detailed work with the lever open. Of course, the back of the hair is always thicker. It's a lot thicker. And you just want to be careful fading out the back. You want to make sure it's nicely done because that little front area at the front of the box, that area just fades out so easy. It's just like boom, boom, and you're done. But the back, you got to really spread the blend out and make sure it's the contrast is perfecto. See, look, why do I have this damn wall one guard on here? Damn it, get the damn Fat Master. I'm like yelling at myself watching this. Look, okay, now I get the Fat Master. You see how confused I am? You see how damn confused I am with this tutorial? Man, this is frustrating to watch, but it's also entertaining for me because I've already beat myself up plenty about this haircut tutorial, but just watching it makes me beat myself up even more. So here's the finished result, guys. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments below. Hopefully it was helpful for those of you out there that stuck around to this point. Hopefully you got some jewels, some nuggets, and learn from my mistakes. Very clean haircut, ball fade. Like I say, he comes in about every week, and yeah, I like him. Cool guy. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And also answer any of the other questions I propose to you in the comments below. That's if you really care. So very fun haircut. I'll see you guys in the next one. I've got a bunch of other haircut tutorials coming out, full length and all of that. It's been your man, I Do It, signing out. I'll holla.